Good morning, good morning, everybody. Tuesday, and I know that my last video will have left some of you concerned. I know, and I will get onto the comment section and reply. I did the video of a typical night for me in bed with the pain I've been going through. This morning it is not as bad, whether that's because I've rested up. I haven't been to see Alfie since Saturday. I don't know, but without going into too much detail, I'm having a lot of trouble. I can be sitting down and get up, and I literally am stuck, frozen in that position. It's a combination of the collapsed vertebrae, the lumbar problems from when I had my hips replaced. That's when the doctor was over prescribing meds. It's all a mishmash of everything. I was supposed to have a vertebroplasty some years back, where they're going to put the cement into my spine, but they left it so long, and apparently I slipped through the net. Even though I was ringing all the time, I still slipped through the net, and it didn't happen. So I'm left now with, I have been on the verge of calling an ambulance. I don't want, my daughter wanted to take me on Saturday to the A&E. My son's wanted to take me, but I don't want to impose all of that onto my kids. It's not fair. They work hard, they've got their own lives, and yes, they'll be there for me, but there's certain things I need to do for myself. So I suppose what I'm waiting for is for it to get that bad, where I do have to pick up the phone and dial 999. Or if I'm out, as today, going to see Alf, if something happens, then I'll get to I'm right by the hospital actually today. But anyway, that's the situation. I'm not in a lot of pain at the moment, but that could change at any time. It's funny, isn't it? We as peasants tend to put up with a lot more than those people who have a lot of money. For the slightest sniffle, the slightest scratch. Oops, I had an itch on my nose then. The slightest sniffle or scratch, they've got their doctors there waiting, on call, blah blah blah. That's why they live to such grand old ages, most of them. And the Queen's 93, Duke of Edinburgh's 98, 99. Queen Mum lived till she was 102. And then they helped her on her way so that she wouldn't interfere with the Jubilee celebrations. Never going to admit to these sort of things, but it's what's happened. Doop, doop, doop. It is what happens. And as you know, I've been looking to move. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to. It's too much hassle. I have not got the energy. I'm next week getting that downstairs front room done up a little bit. So I'll be using there a lot more, because it must confuse you. I'm either filming here, or I'm over there, or I'm in my bedroom, or I'm downstairs. I'll be using downstairs a lot more after next week, when I get the front room titivated up a bit. So, and I'll be able to sit down and chat for a bit longer. I want this to be a short video, and I just want to say this. Yeah, slightest sniffle, scratch, itch, whatever, what have you. They've got the doctors there, the Aristocrats, which got me to thinking, moving house, blah, blah, blah. And there was some apartments on what is known in Birmingham as the Calthorpe Estates. It's a great big swathe of land which was owned by the Calthorpe family, who never even set foot in Birmingham. We have Calthorpe Road. We have all these places dedicated to aristos who owned the land, who are still landowners, and to whom people pay their ground rent and tithes. Yes, sir. The richest landowner in the UK is the Duke of Westminster. The old Duke died, I think he was about 65, a few years ago. And so there's a position called primogenitor, whereby even if there's like a son, a second son, 3 sisters, primogenitor means that the main part of that family's holdings, their estate, goes to the firstborn. So when the Duke of Westminster died, it was handed down to his son, Hugh Grosvenor, Duke of Westminster, who is now the biggest landowner in the country, and certainly is in the top 50 in the world. He's aged about 29 years old, I think, and he's done nothing for it. So, you know, it runs into tens of billions of pounds. What do these people do to have obtained that land in the first place? How have they come by it? A lot of the land was given by the ruling monarchs to people who'd won their favour. And of course the monarchs got the land by default. We've got the current royal family, who are actually of German descent, and Prince Philip is Greek. They're not English. But, you know, it isn't that bothers me. What bothers me is this entitlement and this passing down of billions of pounds of all this land. They've done nothing to earn it, nothing to deserve it. Why should anybody have that much? The Queen herself, she could wipe out world poverty if she chose to. The biggest landowner on the planet is the Catholic Church, the Catholic See. And what do they do with their wealth? They hold on to it. They buy up more and more land. I remember when I was in America some years ago, and I was in Colorado and went to this little place near Glenwood Springs with a friend of mine, and she was saying about the town there, most of that land was owned by the Catholic Church. There were mountains owned by the Catholic Church. There was a friend of my friend who herself owned property and land, and that mountain over there belonged to her and her husband. how can anybody own a mountain? Think about it. I'll be back later. Wish me luck today.